Good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Morning Metaphysical Report. It is December 28th, 2019, and my name is Lysandra Santos. Today I'll be sharing with you today's astrology, numerology, and some other helpful and insightful information for your day. I like to start each morning with a energy clearing and a blessing. For the clearing, I like using a singing bowl, and it does have a strong tone. Let's see. Now I'll be using the selenite to send you peaceful, healing energy. I send you a blessing. I bless your day ahead. I bless you that you may find greater peace, that you may find a greater love within yourself. You find compassion and understanding for yourself today. I bless your day ahead of you, that everyone you love is safe, that your path is clear, that everyone is helpful, that you find inspiration along the way. Be blessed. All right. Now let us move to the astrology for today. So the Sun, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are in Capricorn, and all these planets together put an emphasis on this is a time to organize ourselves with all that we have learned about ourselves and where we'd like to be in life so far, to orient ourselves to go in that direction, especially with the turn of the year approaching. There are very positive influences here with the Sun and Jupiter in this house. So we are encouraged to become the leaders of our own lives, and if there's any area in our life in which we feel stuck, to know that it is up to us to get ourselves out of it and to change things. If we wait for the other people or the situation to change, it's not going to happen, at least during this time. Mercury is in Sagittarius, so the way that we think, communicate with others, and express ourselves is expanding, and we may make discoveries about ourselves in these areas at this time. Mars is in Scorpio, connecting us very strongly to our real feelings about everything, making them harder to ignore, but this also potentially gives us a push of motivation to take initiative in our lives. Venus is in Aquarius, So we are inclined to be more independent at this time, and we may be exploring some different ideas about what it means to be in a relationship and how we want to be with other people. Neptune is in Pisces, so within us, our own intuitive knowingness is rising to consciousness, so we may be more aware of our intuitive hunches and things that we feel deeply within, and it is up to us how we'd like to utilize the information that comes up. Uranus is in Taurus in retrograde, so now's the time of reassessing our comfort zones and perhaps making some big changes before settling deeper into our habits. And it's also an opportunity to create new ones that we do want to have deeply root within us. Depending on your time zone, the moon should be waxing in Aquarius. So our attention is turning outwards again towards the world, the people around us, and our situations. And tonight we may have some unusual dreams, and we may be kind of along with Venus emphasizing our comfort with being on our own and desire for independence, and kind of exploring our own individuality. There are two aspects I'd like to talk about. The moon is conjunct with Venus later today, so they'll be aligned. So they're both in Aquarius, so that will really emphasize those qualities of independence, ingenuity, and exploring these unusual ideas within ourselves and how we feel about others, our internal experience of our relationships. So if you're feeling a bit distant from your partner, it may just be that you're taking a moment to reflect within. There's not really something greater going on. The moon is also square with Uranus in Taurus, so you may be trying to sort out different types of changes taking place within yourself, internally wanting to be different, do different things than you usually have, and that and with Uranus and Taurus, that may kind of be at odds with the current habits that you have, or if you're looking to change them, then it could be quite helpful to you. So that concludes today's astrology. Today's numerology, today is a 1 day. The 1 is a number of leadership. A 1 vibration denotes independence, self-motivation, and a need to be in charge. Today's the 28th. So for this particular 1 day, if there's anything in your life you are unhappy with, today's a day to put your foot down and not put up with it anymore. It's time to speak up and say something. It is a day of movement, definitely not a day to procrastinate. So if there's a change you'd like to see happen, now's the day to do it for yourself. Just a moment. I'm gonna take a moment to check the comments. That looks good. hello everyone on the watch party. Hello everyone on Periscope. Oh, looks like we're Aldi. So next we are here to engage in a little crystal healing. Today's crystal is a thunder egg, and I believe that it is an agate. This one in particular, I think, might have a few different crystals, probably agate or jasper. What do you think?
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's jasper and agate.
Jasper and agate. So I am going to be reading for you the qualities of the stone, but you will get to experience its energy for yourself. I pulled up the information for thunder egg, but not jasper and agate. So let me jasper. So I feel like this is the one that we needed today. So first let me tell you about thunder eggs. A thunder egg is basically like a geode, but without the gap inside, so it's completely filled. And of course there's like a legend about the thunder eggs where they appear after thunderstorms, and they're supposed to be powerful and have a very unique energy. I do quite like them a lot. So thunder eggs assist in dispelling negative emotions such as anxiety, stress, or fear, and replacing them with joyful vibrational energy. The frequency of thunder eggs connects to the earth star and base chakras, allowing one to feel safe and secure. This stone also helps you nurture yourself and feel more comfortable in your own body. This encourages a sense of reality and pragmatic thinking. This is one with an irregular design, so it stimulates action and important decision making. Thunder eggs are beneficial in self-analysis and uncovering hidden circumstances that might interfere with well-being. It promotes self-acceptance and confidence, encouraging the speaking of one's own truth. Thunder egg overcomes negativity and bitterness of the heart by healing anger, fostering love, and lending the courage to start over. It's useful for any kind of trauma. I think that goes very well with the qualities of jasper and agate, as you'll see. Jasper is the nurturer. It sustains and supports through times of stress and brings tranquility and wholeness, provides protection and absorbs negative energy, and it balances. Agate, it cleanses and stabilizes the aura, eliminating and transforming negativity. It enhances mental function, improving concentration, perception, and analytical abilities. It soothes and calms, healing inner anger or tension, creates a sense of security and safety. So there are definitely some themes with this. But you're going to experience its energy for yourself. If you would like to participate in this crystal healing with the jasper and agate thunder egg, just get into a comfortable position, relax, and allow yourself to receive the energy. So let's take a look at this. The red is the jasper and the white is the agate. Alright. So first, a bit of incense. Spreading this around your energy. This is Nag Champa. Breathe. Release the tension from your body. If you're holding tension in your shoulders, your face, jaw, throat, and tongue, take a moment to let that go. It'll all be good. energy to the third eye chakra and mental layer of the aura, easing fears and worries. And then over the heart and chest, healing anger and panic. Going lower over the torso and abdomen, helping you to feel secure and able to express yourself. Down each leg, connecting you to earth. Now drawing love out of the earth and up through you, and back down. As you breathe out, release whatever it is you're holding on to. concludes the crystal healing with jasper and agate thunder egg. Take a moment to sit in the energy you've received. We will move on now to the affirmation of the day. I'm going to say this affirmation to you in first person and second person a few times, and I would like you to just listen. I think there's a lot of benefit to being able to focus on just hearing the words at first, and then we will say them together a few times. I am responsible only for myself, and I rejoice in who I am. I can handle all that I create. I am responsible only for myself, and I rejoice in who I am. I can handle all that I create. You are responsible only for yourself, and you rejoice in who you are. You can handle all that you create. You are responsible only for yourself, and you rejoice in who you are. You can handle all that you create. Now let's say it together 3 times. I am responsible only for myself, and I rejoice in who I am. I can handle all that I create. I am responsible only for myself, and I rejoice in who I am. I can handle all that I create. I am responsible only for myself, and I rejoice in who I am. I can handle all that I create. Sit with those words. This affirmation comes from Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. It is one of the many spine affirmations. The spine represents flexible support of life. And many of us don't feel supported in a multitude of ways, so I felt as though these would be a good series of affirmations for us to work with. And that concludes the affirmation. So now, I will be doing a card reading for you all today, and this reading will be meant to give you insight and guidance into your day ahead. You may find that you resonate with only parts of it, or all of it may resonate for you. So I'm just going to pick which deck I'd like to use today. So today's reading comes from the Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot. Quite fond of working with this deck, as a lot of very whimsical imagery, but there are some adult themes. So it's at once fanciful and yet very serious. One card. Two. Three. Let us start with these 4 cards, and then we'll see if it has more to say afterward. So it seems to be following a train of thought. The last 2 cards are kind of like alternatives to each other, so I feel as though that one or either the 3rd card or 4th card will apply for some people. Let's see how it plays out, though. The first card is the Queen of Swords. This represents a person. It might be describing you, or it might describe someone in your situation. It describes someone who exercises a lot of power behind the scenes and is more dangerous than they may appear. And what that means is mostly that this person may seem quite innocuous or unnoticeable, but they may be having a lot more effect on your circumstances or be exerting more of an influence than you realize. So it's often good to point that out. It's possible that this is describing you as well, so then it is pointing out that you are that person that perhaps has more to do with things than others may realize. And this is always a person that you want to be aware of, so that you're not confused or blindsided when things go a certain way, and just wondering how it is it could have happened. And it's mostly for that understanding. I will go through all the cards and then kind of bring their ideas together as one cohesive thought as well. The second card is Temperance. This card talks about healing, balance, and that you don't have to be controlled by material circumstances if you don't choose to be. Easier said than done, of course, but it's saying to not let the circumstance around you bring you down or to feel constricted by it, whether it pertains to material considerations, money, relationships, etc. To rise above, in a sense. I think it's interesting that the first two cards have a very similar color palette. I love when there's like themes in the cards that come up. So here it's a color theme. They both have the blue and the red. I think the pink kind of goes along with it as well. I think this is kind of maybe the balance that it's talking about. This kind of a cool temperature-wise, like a cool situation, not like it's neat, but like unemotional, very mentally focused, and then this person has like a lot of hot colors associated to them. So someone emotional, passionate, even though they seem reserved. And being on the red fish, the impression that it gives me is like to almost like saying, like, you should, if this is describing someone else, you should kind of ride, like be on their side or kind of rise above them, or just this is like a kind of, how do I describe it? The way this situation comes across to me is like being aware of the influence this person exerts and almost like trusting them, which is not usually what follows that card. So that is interesting. The third card is the Star, and it talks about finding your place in the greater scheme of things, inspiration, faith, harmony. So this is one card, and I was mentioning how kind of like equal to it, or as an alternative, was another one. And interestingly enough, it is the Moon, which talks about the subconscious, deeper feelings, mystery and secrets, and kind of plumbing them and seeking them. So I think in a way it's suggesting two approaches with this person. You can either trust them and have faith, and that will lead to harmony, or you can seek the truth and go deeper into your feelings and what's really going on. And I don't know that this is bad per se, but it will lead you down a trail, as it were. It's kind of my impression of those cards. So I'd say that's kind of interesting and different. I'm going to observe the comments a moment and then move on. Hello. SGHHGS on Periscope. I'm well. I hope you are well as well. Daniel says, the reading resonates. I am glad. So I am going to put these cards away and then see, actually I'll leave them out and see if the deck has anything more to add or something else to say. It does. I think that actually completes the thought. So, reflecting on whoever this individual is and acting in harmony with them, or going, siding with them rather than against them, there is this card, the Six of Cups, and this discusses reflecting back into your past and childhood memories in order to remember who it is you really are and what's important to you. And I feel that it usually pertains like turning to others to help you remember, like friends and what have you. And I feel as though it's like turning to this person to help you remember who you really are. So that is very interesting. That's how it comes across to me. And it's interesting to me to reflect on how that may be playing out literally for somebody. Alright. So now I'm going to put that away and see if there is anything else they would like to share with us as guidance and insight for our day ahead. One card. Two and three. So this is a completely different thought than the reading we just observed. The first card describes a person, probably you. This is the Knight of Cups, so someone who they pursue righteous causes, and they act based on their heart. They follow their heart with fervor, especially when there is a cause at hand. So someone who follows their heart. The next card is the Ace of Cups. There's a few different ways to take this card. To me, it feels as though there's a lot of people you're trying to take care of, a lot of things you're trying to handle and juggle, and sometimes you can be forgotten in this. The self can be neglected. And the third card is the Nine of Swords. This card talks about, this card is a bit negative, but it does give advice. It talks about how there's validity to one's fears, and that the thing that one fears may come to pass. But the thing to do is that you must decide at least two things: to either lay low and wait until the crisis passes, or stand and face it bravely. So there's that. I do think that that concludes our reading for today.
And hashtag more cats.
Hashtag more cats. It is time for cat.
Cat cam.
Hi, sweetie. This is Katniss. I wish people would come here, sweetie.
The other one's here too. We're trying to get her on the camera. Flourish.
Due to popular demand, there are more cats. It's okay, sweetie.
Hashtag more cats was created.
I don't know that she'll stay, but there they both are.
It's the first time we've gotten both of them on screen before.
I know, usually we don't.
The cats like desks.
Aw.
There's that one.
So enter poll. So far, that is the most voted for option, is more cats, as far as segments desired for the daily report. Alright. As soon as I can see my screen again, I'll change it back.
Hashtag more cats, everyone. Alright.
So That's
Got
the
whole
cat
family
cam.
this morning.
Yes.
Whole family this morning.
So I'm just gonna check in with everybody real quick before moving on.
The tea kind of morning. Do you want green tea with me, or would you like something else?
I would like Earl Grey.
Might be over here.
Hi Daniel, thank you for your feedback. Alright, so now I would like to share with you some food for thought for the day. In our daily reading. Today's reading comes from The Power Is Within You by Louise Hay. And we are reading through the chapter Receiving Prosperity today. That's what everyone likes to hear about. It's certainly one of my favorite subjects. Now we've been reading through this chapter each morning, so now we are to the section Beliefs About Money. We talked a bit about relationships and our homes. So now let us see what Louise has to say on the subject. Receiving Prosperity. Beliefs about money. Having fear about the issue of money comes from our early childhood programming. A woman at one of my workshops said that her wealthy father had always had a fear of going broke, and he passed on the fear that money would be taken away. She grew up being afraid that she wouldn't be taken care of. Her freedom with money was tied to the fact that her father manipulated his family through guilt. She had plenty of money all her life, and her lesson was to let go of the fear that she couldn't take care of herself. Even without all the money she still could take care of herself. Many of our parents grew up in the Depression. Well, I guess it depends on your generation. And many of us have inherited beliefs when we were young, such as we may starve, or we may never find work, or we may lose our home, our car, whatever. Very few children say, no, that's nonsense. Children accept it and say, yes, that's right. Make a list of your parents' beliefs about money. Ask yourself if you are still choosing to believe them now. You will want to go beyond your parents' limitations and fears because your life is not the same now. Stop repeating these beliefs to yourself. Begin transforming the pictures in your mind. When an opportunity comes up, don't echo your past history of lack. Begin proclaiming the new message for today. You can begin now to affirm that it's okay to have money and riches and that you will use your money wisely. It is also normal and natural for us to have more money at certain times than others. If we can trust the power within to always take care of us no matter what, we can easily flow through the lean times, knowing that we will have more in the future. Money isn't the answer, although many of us think that if we have a lot of money, everything will be fine. We won't have any more problems or worries. But money is truly not the answer. Some of us have all the money that we could ever need, and we still aren't happy. Sorry, I just thought it was like funny. It's something funny. Well, at least I thought it was funny. I don't remember where I heard it first, but it's like someone said, I'd rather be miserable and rich than miserable and poor.
That's a funny thing to think of.
Yeah. You know, money may not solve all of our problems, but abundance is always a fine thing. Be grateful for what you have, and that is the start of that. A gentleman I knew told me that he felt guilty because he couldn't pay back his friends for the kindness and gifts they gave him when he was not doing so well. I told him that there are times when the universe gives to us in whatever form we may need, and we may not be able to give back. In whatever way the universe has decided to respond to your need, be grateful. There will come a time when you will help someone else. It may not be with money, but with time or compassion. Sometimes we don't realize that these things can be more valuable than money. I can think of many people during the early days of my life who helped me enormously at a time when there was no way for me to pay them back. Years later, I have taken the opportunity to help others. Too often we feel we must exchange prosperity. We must reciprocate. If somebody takes us to lunch, we immediately have to take them to lunch. Or somebody gives us a gift and we immediately have to buy one for them. Learn to receive with thanks. Just cat sounds. Learn to accept gifts or help because the universe perceives our openness to receive as not just exchanging prosperity. Much of our problem stems from our inability to receive. We can give, but it's so difficult to receive. When someone gives you a gift, smile and say thank you. If you say to the person, "Oh, it's the wrong size or the wrong color," I guarantee the person won't ever give you another gift. Accept graciously, and if it really isn't right for you, give it to somebody else who can use it. We want to be grateful for what we do have so that we can attract more good to us. Again, if we focus on lack, then we will draw it to us. If we are in debt, we need to forgive ourselves, not berate ourselves. We need to focus on the debt being paid off by doing affirmations and visualizations. The best thing we can do for people who are having money problems is to teach them how to create it in consciousness, because then it's lasting. It's much more lasting than handing them some money. I'm not saying don't give your money away, but don't give it away because you feel guilty. People seem to say, "Well, I have to help other people." You're a people too. You are somebody and you're worthy of prosperity. Your consciousness is the best bank account you can have. When you put in worthwhile thoughts, you will reap large dividends. I have some comments. I just want to look at them real quick. Asan, you are so welcome. I love Alex. He who said that was a number. Yeah. All right. Okay. So the next section is about tithing. So I feel as though it is something that can be helpful, but don't feel as though just because it's suggested that you have to do it. For example, I do not. Tithing is a universal principle. One of the ways to attract money into your life is to tithe. Tithing 10% of your income has long been an established principle. I like to think of it as giving back to life. When we do that, we seem to prosper more. The churches have always wanted you to tithe to them. It's one of their principal ways of gathering income. However, I'd like to say that you don't have to dedicate a small percentage of your income as a tithe to a religious organization. You could also choose other places to give that money regularly. Just to add, because it's about the principle, as we'll read, and that's why I want to read the paragraph anyway. In current years, that has expanded to tithing to wherever you get your spiritual food. Who or what? Oh, here, let me move that. Thank you for tea.
You don't usually have your phone in the way.
Yeah. Who or what has nourished you on your quest for improving the quality of your life? That could be the perfect place for you to tithe. If tithing to a church or a person doesn't appeal to you, there are many wonderful non-profit organizations that could benefit others by your contributions at charities, libraries, schools. Investigate and find the one that is right for you. People often say, I will tithe when I have more money. Of course, then they never do. If you are going to tithe, start now and watch the blessings flow. However, if you only tithe to get more, then you have missed the point. It must be freely given or it won't work. I feel that life has been good to me and I gladly give to life in various ways. I would like to talk about this a little bit. So it's not that I've never done this. I tend to do it on and off when I'm inspired to. The main point is that if you're going to do it, be sure you do it from a place where it feels good to do this. And don't only do it for as long as it feels good to do it, an amount that feels good to you. Don't do it from guilt or because you feel like you have to get more money back in return, or to encourage abundance because you're expecting abundance in return. It has to be freely given. And the idea is that the poster. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's fine. Sorry, I forget it's not the stick anymore. Hi, honey. So, I will look for it in a minute.
Oh, baby, we'll find it.
Don't mind my cat. So, abundance is a force in the universe that gives freely, endlessly, without limit. The idea is that giving a small percentage of what you make, or small amounts here and there, is to kind of start ingraining that idea in you, and that it's okay, it's safe for you to give, and it's a joy to give because you believe that there will always be more for you, so you're not actually depriving yourself. That's the idea. And I have done this. I have made very small donations to people that I have gotten inspiration from, or who I learned something from their free materials. I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos, so I felt, since they had the option to donate, that I would do so. And it wasn't anything crazy. It's like $5 here and there. But I knew about this, and I knew that I wanted to give to someone who had given to me, and to show that appreciation. And I knew that doing so would encourage prosperity in my own life. I didn't do it strictly for that reason, but I knew that it would help me in that way, and it did. And it doesn't have to be a set amount every month. You could just do it as you feel like it. So I wanted to explain that a bit.
It's also important to remember that accepting the idea that giving means that you're opening yourself to receiving is not the same thing as giving for the sake of receiving. You need to be open to the idea before you're able to receive as part of the flow of prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay for you to actively know that you're opening yourself to prosperity, as long as prosperity is not your intention. That's the real difference.
Yeah. It's about where your mind and heart are, what your state is. So only do it if it feels good. So you don't have to do it. And that goes with a lot of things. Only do it if it feels good to you, not from a place of guilt or have to. All right.
That is a very small cup full of very hot tea. I need you to be careful, baby girl.
Cat struggles.
The cat struggle is real.
Such cat struggles.
Please be careful. You're making me nervous.
All right. Where was that? Oh, well, there's only literally one more paragraph in the chapter, so I'm going to read it. All right. There is so much abundance in this world just waiting for you to experience it. If you would know that there's more money than you could ever spend, or more people than you could ever meet, and more joy than you could imagine, you would have everything you need and desire. If you ask for your highest good, then trust the power within to provide it to you. Be honest with yourself and others. Don't cheat, not even a little. It will only come back to you. The infinite intelligence that permeates all says yes to you. When something comes into your life, don't push it away. Say yes to it. Open yourself to receiving good. Say yes to your world. Opportunity and prosperity will increase 100-fold. And that's the end of that chapter. So we will continue reading this tomorrow. Allowing yourself to have good things when they show up is very important. Thank you. I like doing my makeup this way. So that concludes today's reading.
I need to get a cup like your Sakura cup so that I can actually hold my tea.
You can use it if you want.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I trust you to not
I was gonna say that's the precious
break
though.
it.
It's just my bamboo cups aren't.
They are very thin for that style of teacup.
Well, they're very delicate and everything. It's just.
After you empty it, do you mind showing us? I'll give a tea tip. If you have an Asian teacup, make sure it is very thick. This is a very thin teacup.
It's not empty.
Tea is like boiling hot, so if you have a very thin, little, delicate teacup and the Asian style where there's no handle, it's going to burn the crap out of your hands. So
Yeah, you just have to be careful with them.
you can hold the lip and bottom like I was doing there, but if you want to like
Cat.
if you actually want to hold your cup, make sure you get one that is thicker, not
I'm
so
just
thin.
showing.
Yeah. Yeah. And a cat can, because cats.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'll use the Sakura cup then. 'Cause I love these, and these will be fine later, but they're really hard right now.
Yeah. So, we are going to be drawing the report to a close soon. But there are some things I would like to talk to you all about first. Hi, sweetie. Just giving her some love. So that is the tea tip for today. If you use that style of teacup, probably want to buy one that's thicker than not. Magic tip of the day is, I just got this in the mail today. The camera's over here. At the beginning of the year, replace your wallet. Buy a new wallet. So you are starting with fresh energy for where you keep your money, whether it's cash or your cards or what have you. I don't feel like bringing the energy of the old year into the new one financially, so new wallet. So really fond of the phone case wallet. Anywho, the cat went away. So. Now it's time for announcements.
Oh, it's time to do the obligatory announcement time.
Sweetie, you want to come over here?
Hashtag more cats.
Hashtag more cats. So, if you enjoyed the report, please like, follow, and subscribe to my page or channel so that you can continue seeing the report each morning. If you like and follow my Facebook page, the link is on screen and in the description of the video, then you will not only see the report each day, but you will see all of my other content as well. And there's a lot of other things I do, so I hope you'll check it out. We are still conducting our poll for the Morning Metaphysical Report. This poll is on our Patreon, so you do have to have a Patreon account to take the poll, but it is free to make. So Like
And it gives us some insight.
Insight into what you want to see. So the poll is asking you what segments you'd like to see added to the report, and if there are any, you'd like to see taken away from here.
Which is where hashtag more cats
comes from. Because so far the highest vote is more cats in the morning report.
So, getting that link posted to comments right now.
So you can find the link to the poll in the comments on the main stream on Facebook.
I'll also be doing the watch party.
So, there is that. We would really appreciate your feedback. You can also leave comments to leave more detailed feedback if you like. Don't do that. Oh, she hit the microphone.
Sweetheart, why are you calling on everything today? She's trying to get to all the people on the other side of the table.
She can feel people watching through the camera, so she really just wants your attention. She also wants my attention, which is why she's on the desk.
So Patreon.
So Patreon. I encourage you to check out Patreon so that you can learn more about us and what we do. You will find out more about us and the spiritual life coaching that content we hope to grow. She knocked the camera over, sorry.
Come here. What are you doing? Come attack Mama's desk. Oh my gosh. Hot
Sorry.
tea with the hot tea. Oh my goodness. Most demons.
You will also find out the goals we're working towards, as well as how you can join us, become part of that, which is through monthly pledges. It's like a membership that you pay for each month. The lowest membership level is $1 a month, and each level has different rewards and perks that you receive in return for your membership. So I really hope you'll check it out and you'll decide to join us and grow with us. I'll tell you a little bit about our plans, which include expanding the morning report, some future sections we hope to add with growing support is the Kitchen Witch segment, in which the Kitchen Witch shares cooking tips and materials. Maybe I should switch to the cat cam so you can still see me. Alright, where's the mouse? There. So there's that. We moved without cooking equipment, so she has to purchase a lot of things before that segment can be added.
That's why there's not a lot of Kitchen Witch going on right now.
We also want to be adding our friend who is immersed in dragon spirituality to begin a physical fitness section of the morning reports.
Yes, connecting the body and soul. That's what he does. It's really cool.
Sorry, she hit the microphone. So there will be that. Alright, she's gone. If you read our Patreon, you will see the other things that we are working towards and other things we want to add to the morning report. And content like this is possible due to support from viewers like you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, with your growing support, we will be able to expand and grow the Morning Metaphysical Report, as well as create more additional free content. There will be some exclusive content for patrons as well, but we want to expand on what is an available resource for all to use in their spiritual journeys. And I'm very grateful because the support that we have so far does allow me to create this for you each morning. Some other things is expanding where this is streaming and perhaps eventually having its own platform that you can visit. If you take the poll on Patreon, I would also like in the comments for people to say where else they would like to see the morning report. What other platforms? All right. What else? Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so.
There are a lot of perks for our patrons, and they will only increase with time. However, if you would like to make a one-time contribution, no obligation, you can do so through the PayPal link in the description of the video. I hope you will join Patreon, though, because it's a lot more fun for you. And for us,
Cool.
there's so much that we want to share with everyone.
Including being added to our Facebook community, private community where we teach things. You want to learn some cool stuff.
The group is called Rainbow Bridge, and I am currently teaching some private materials there about creating a foundation for your spiritual path, so that you can really step forward into developing your abilities to your greatest potential and in a way that is safe.
Yeah.
And eventually I will be teaching how to expand or handle your psychic abilities and a bit about magic and so on. So we are definitely at our beginning and growing fast. So
Growing fast.
I hope you will join us. The members of the private Facebook group will also be treated to 1 week of free spiritual life coaching from Eliza Nanos as part of the first week of her Know Thyself course, which is really important material. She was my spiritual teacher when I began my journey, so it is essential stuff. And the lowest membership level is $1 a month, so it's just $1 a month to be added to the private group and to get access to that opportunity coming up in January. Of course, the membership levels go up from there, and the rewards increase in accordance. So I hope you'll check that out. I think that's it.
I think that's it. I think it's time to call it a day and make breakfast.
That would be good.
That would be awesome.
So thank you all for watching.
Thank you all for watching.
I appreciate you all. I hope you will join me on Facebook and Patreon, 'cause I am very excited to see where we end up. All right, have a wonderful day, everyone,
Have a
and
beautiful day.
be blessed.